Hey, check this out right here. This is a project in my house I've been putting off for a very long time, and I don't think it's going to be as difficult as I think it's going to be, and that is replacing the guest bathroom sink right here. Let me show you why I'm replacing it. So I'm guessing the sink is about 30 years old, and it has this pretty big chip of the porcelain or whatever that type of material is on the outside, and I bought a touch-up paint kit from Home Depot or Lowe's, and it just never looked good. I couldn't ever blend it in to look right. And when guests come over, I just would like to have a nice looking sink. And they're really not that expensive. But here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to replace the faucet while I'm at it, because it's probably so corroded right there. If this starts to drip, I'm going to have a hard time getting that off to replace those seals. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. And then, let's look down here. I have this one right here just started dripping a little bit. So I have that shut off. That's the original water line. So I'm going to replace that. While I'm doing that, I think I'm just going to replace this other one at the same time because it's not very expensive. That way everything is updated. So we're going to take this bowl out right there, and hopefully it'll take me less than an hour. So I'll walk you through all the steps and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I like to do is put some extra towels down so you can pad yourself when you're getting underneath there. I'm hoping that the thing that's the biggest pain is cleaning out everything underneath the sink versus replacing the sink. So sometimes you just never know what you have stored down there. It's not a bad idea to clear it out from time to time and take inventory and purge some stuff. All right, let's take a look underneath here. All right, so here's how my sink is installed. I have 6 of these clips. Actually, I'm missing 3 of them. These little screws right here fell out. I don't think, oh, there is plumber's putty underneath. So hopefully that will come off decently. I'm gonna remove this and then put silicone down to hold mine in place. We're not going to use these clips. So I have to grab a screwdriver, loosen those 3, and then I'm going to take the plumbing off down there and just lift everything straight up. So I don't have to worry about disconnecting the faucet because I'm replacing the faucet. Although I do have to take the plumbing, the drain off right there. Actually right here, because the new sink comes with this tailpiece right here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is shut the water off. Shut that one off there, and then drain the sink. All right. Then when I disconnect that, I want to make sure I have, let's see, here I do have an absorbent microfiber right here. So be prepared to catch some water down there. May even need a small bucket to pour it in. This is one of my favorite screwdrivers. It's by Klein. Has a lot of different things you can do with it. So you can adjust the length right there. Then you have all these fittings right here, so you're always ready to go. So nice rubber grip. So we got a Phillips in here. All right, we've got a couple wrenches right here. Adjustable wrenches. This small one right here, this little crescent wrench, comes in really handy. So on my other one, I replaced the faucet, and this was able to get up there in some of those tight spaces. No, that's going to leak, so we're going to put that right there, ready to catch it. So it's a nice absorbent microfiber. All right, so now I'm hoping that this sink right here lifts off. There's plumber putty all the way underneath. Oh, look at that. Just a little bit of push on it and it came right off. That's awesome. All right, so I think this might drip some water down there. So that's, like I said, that's completely loose. So hopefully it'll just come straight up. All right, let's give it a try. Let's go straight up. Something is catching. What's catching? And speaking of problems, do you ever hear a weird buzzing in your walls? Maybe it's a loose wire. It could be a bunch of yellow jackets setting up shop. Or maybe somebody dropped an earring down the sink and suddenly you're considering taking all the plumbing apart. Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in. This is the DXZ TOZ company, and today we're going to be demonstrating the borescope right here, model number AGC500L. So this gadget right here is like a magic wand. Look how long this thing is. So some popular uses for this would be construction, plumbing, aircraft, and automotive. So you can see how flexible this is right here to get in different places. And then you have this little dial right here, which you can see that turns the end right there. So you can really fine tune what you're looking at. So whether you're a DIYer, a mechanic, or just really good at losing stuff, this borescope right here has you covered. So now I'm going to show you the actual footage from the SD card on here, looking inside this PVC contraption I put together. So to make this a little more interesting, I put a little surprise for you to identify right here, one right there, and then one right there. All right, let's see what we find in here. So we're going straight down the pipe, and we're coming up to that first turn right there. You can see it. So I put the dual camera mode on right here, so we have a split screen. And when you look off 90 degrees, you can see what's inside there. Please put your comment down below if you know who that is. Now we're going down again, and this is bend number 2. And I'm just using the one camera, using the twist dial. And there's the second one right there. And now we're going around that trap on the very bottom. We had to push it a little bit hard to go around it. And look who is there, the top of that pipe. So yeah, if you're wondering, this is what I have. This is another one in the collection right there. So put a comment down below if you can name all 4 in order. That'd be awesome. So to find out more, check the link I have down below so you can save yourself a bunch of frustration and pick up one of these right here. Oh, what's that? Gotta go back down. There it goes. It was the drain that was catching. The sink is much lighter than my other one. Look at that. Yeah, that didn't take long at all. Probably like 15 minutes to take this out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the plumber's putty off, put it in this cup right here. Just get it nice and clean. So dry fit the sink. Hopefully it fits. I have a new sink I picked up from Home Depot. Yeah, this stuff's really dried out. All right, now I just need to spend about 5 minutes getting it nice and clean. I'll finish scraping it with this right here. The plastic spatula seems to work well. All right, I'm gonna go grab the sink and we're gonna dry fit it in here. Hopefully it fits. I really don't want to have to get my jigsaw out and open this up. All right, so this is the Glacier Bay sink right here. Let's give it a try. Hopefully it fits. Ooh. The drain is off a little bit. Okay, I think the drain can pivot. That's good. It's got a little side-to-side wobble. But maybe if I get enough silicone underneath, it'll kind of seat down in there, and that will set up overnight and not wobble. So I might end up just taking a thin white bead of silicone all the way around right there. I can make that look good. Pretty confident on that. Looks like the other one was steel. That's why it was rusting. This one is either like ceramic or porcelain. I'm not sure what that material is, but I don't see anything in there that can rust. All right, so I'm gonna take this back out in a second. And I just wanna show you the faucet I'm hooking up. This is the Delta Foundations, the single lever faucet. This one actually has a little bit less flow than my original one that came with the sink from 30 years ago. I think that's okay. We're not always needing to use that much water like when we're washing our hands or brushing our teeth. If you leave it running, this will save some water over time, which I'm okay with. And then once the faucet's installed, I'm gonna turn this upside down, put sealant all the way around there, and then set it in. So they recommend that you let it set for 4 hours before you start shifting around and hooking the plumbing up. But I'm going to just see how it goes. All right, so I have the faucet installed and these 2 braided lines. Next thing I need to do, so I have this right here, the part of the drain. So this side right here, I need to put some clear silicone right here. Put a nice heavy bead around that. And that goes in there. Then I'll tighten this from the other side and make sure I line it up so that part faces the back. So I've been very happy with this newborn caulk gun. It's dripless. So that's what that looks like. I may have put too much on there, but I can always wipe it off. I'll go ahead and put that in there right there. I just have this nut back here to tighten. Get that nice and snug. All right, so now the next thing to do is put a bead of silicone all the way around that lip right there. So that way I can set it in the sink. I don't always have the steadiest of hands, but I'll do my best. So I'll make sure it's nice and continuous. Okay, let's go ahead and drop it in. Okay, I'll show you, this is what I need to do next. So this right here I have loosened so it swivels, so I need to cut that to probably about right there. So I have this handy little saw right here. I picked this up at Lowe's a while ago. This is called the Von Bear saw. I'm just going to gently cut it about right there. And then I just have these fittings to connect. Make sure I connect the hot and the hot, cold to cold. All right, let's finish it up. So right now this trap is filled with water. So I have a piece of Tupperware to catch that. I'm going to probably loosen that and drop it. Yeah, I'll probably end up loosening that and dropping it all the way so I can line that up and tighten that on there. I'll show you that in a minute. What a handy saw. This thing is awesome. Just clean the burrs off. Okay. All right, so this is the top piece that slides on this. I took this off my other drain. There's all this water in the trap, so we're just gonna take this off right now. Drain that. Oh, shoot. All right, might as well clean that out. Raise this up high enough, then that will drain out. So you want to make sure that's going downhill. And then in theory, if I didn't have the silicone in the drain to dry first, I could just go ahead and turn it on. But for right now, we're just going to let this dry overnight. Okay, everything's completed now. We've actually been using this sink for over a day now, and you can see we have our supplies around it. So I have everything hooked up underneath. It's time to put stuff back there. Then the sink right here, just nice and solid, just the silicone holding it. I didn't put the white around there yet. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do that. We'll see how it goes. And then the faucet's hooked up. So you can see how it's decent pressure right there. I said it's a little bit lower flow than the other one, but that's definitely enough, I'd say. And now I'm happy because the guest bathroom doesn't have that nasty looking chip right there that I tried to patch a few times. It just never looked right. So you can see this is what it looks like there, the drain, overflow drain. So I'm definitely happy the way this turned out. There's just a couple quick things I want to mention. So here in my master bathroom, I have two sinks. These are the same, the metal, so they're all rusted really bad right there. So I think I could, now that I've done the other one, I can probably do two of these in about an hour and a half. So about a month ago, I had to replace the faucet because it was dripping. And as I was trying to loosen that right there, it was so corroded after like 30 years, it just wouldn't come off. So that's why I just went ahead and replaced the other one. It just completely was seized up on there. And these just work really nice. Very happy with them. Nice and smooth. Delta faucets. A couple quick things I want to point out in the video. The first thing is the price of the sink itself at the time of me making this video was $49. It's made of vitreous china. Wasn't sure if it was some type of ceramic or something like that, but that's what it is. So the other thing I want to point out is after you get everything tightened, turn everything on, always check probably at least for like a day and a half to make sure nothing underneath is leaking anywhere. I usually take a paper towel and try up high, down low, everything. Because if you don't see it just slowly creeping, then you might come back a week later and you'll see that bottom all warped. And that would be a real pain to have to replace. So I can just say from years of experience as a home builder, always check that out when you go to turn the water on. So then after that time period I mentioned of being very cautious, then I would go ahead and put everything underneath. But for now, just leave it open so you can see what's going on. So if you have any questions for me, let me know down below in the comments what you think, or if you have any other suggestions, I'd love to hear them. And if you want to see some other videos of mine doing some home repairs, I have them right over here that you can click on. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that button right there down below. That's it for now, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.